love the Chinese people. There are places that we can trade with them. There are constructive components to the relationship, but everyone needs to be aware that there are these risks. My role in this is these are often Chinese diplomats who are stationed here in the United States engaged in this activity. And we just want everyone to be aware of the risks that are associated with activities that they may be undertaking.
Okay, that was Secretary of State Mike Pompeo on the threat of Chinese espionage, speaking with Lou Dobbs last night. Now, President Trump has said the second round of trade talks with China, well, it'd be easier than the first round, but that was before coronavirus, before the indictment of 4 Chinese military officers in the Equifax hack, and, well, new allegations of a Huawei backdoor. James Carafano, Vice President of National Security and Foreign Policy at the Heritage Foundation, joins us. James, good to see you.
Great to be with you.
How big of a threat is Chinese spying? Is that enough to derail a complete, full trade deal?
No. I mean, I think one of the things this president has done very well is he's kind of kept things on separate lanes. So there's military competition, diplomacy, economics, and he's wisely kind of kept each of those in their own lane. What this administration has finally hit on, which is the real Achilles heel of the Chinese thing, the one thing we can do really well is we live in a free society. So when we get information about what the Chinese are doing and we make that transparent and public to the whole world, people can make up their own minds on how to deal with China. So these indictments, for example, illustrating exactly what Chinese are doing, making intelligence public about the backdoor, that kind of stuff is genius.
Do you think the coronavirus changes any of that, though? Because, but during the trade talks, before phase one, a lot of people were talking about this decoupling of both nations, right? But now, are we actually seeing that, not because of trade, maybe started by trade, but because of this virus, and you have supply chains possibly moving out?
Well, I think the number one thing that we learned from the coronavirus is, again, the Chinese government is not your friend. I mean, they handled this abysmally, and the world seeing that, I think, really helps open up people's eyes about China. I take your point on the diversity of supply chains. I think we're going to see that. We're going through a risk revolution in how people look at China. They don't see it as just a checkbook anymore or a place to go and make billions of dollars. There are real risks there in terms of their governance, in terms of their rule of law and other things. And people, I think, there's going to be some diversification in the supply chain reacting to that. I think that's clear. But here's the big thing is, look, flu season kind of ends the end of March. Regardless of what they do, it's going to die down. Right. Flu season starts again in the fall, so there'll be a couple of months there where things will be a little calm, and then we'll see what kind of adjustments people make.
So how bad does the economy get in China, even if just short term? But does that make President Xi more inclined to do this full trade deal, maybe more according to what President Trump wants?
Well, I mean, there is a domestic component here. What we're actually seeing and hearing in China is people actually complaining. When they went after Hong Kong, nobody cared because, look, those guys in Hong Kong, they have it great. They shouldn't be complaining. But the Chinese people are starting to feel this, and Xi has got to recognize that he has to keep the domestic position good. And he can oppress them, but that he has already got that problem with the virus, and so he really needs to get the economy going to gain some domestic confidence. So that, I think, is going to be high in his agenda. So he'll want to trade with the United States because he'll want the economy to start growing again.
It's a critical moment for President Xi's economy. James, thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me.